right, so as you maybe know, the Brookings Institution decided to come to Little Rock, Baltimore, and DC to conduct well-being for Black men and women. What does it mean to have Little Rock be a part of this conversation?
Well, as a son of the city, it's a deep honor to have an organization like Brookings Institution and what they mean, not only to public policy, but also the true understanding of the nexus between public policy and healthcare and overall well-being, particularly for Black men and Black young boys.
For me, what wellness means would be just the basic level of Maslow's hierarchy, safety, somewhere that's safe to be, your bills paid, access to food, decent education, just kind of like that basic level of needs being met.
Well-being means to me, if you break up that word, being is who I am. So to be well means that physically, mentally, and emotionally and spiritually, I'm balanced. That would be well-being.
For me, well-being is being in a safe haven, a safe place. When you're in a safe place, you can be all that you want.
It's pretty much what I've heard, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, just the basics you need in your life.
Well-being, I guess I would say, is a stable mindset of all areas. Providing for yourself and first, and then your family, and then also a relationship with God is important to me. So.
Too many times we as Black men and young Black boys are misdiagnosed as it relates to our frustration.
I also think well-being is or wellness. It's such a broad, I don't think I can do it justice. It's such a broad concept, but for the sake of alliteration, I'll say happy, healthy, and hopeful.
When I think about well-being, when I think about young boys, I want them to be young boys. I don't want them thinking about adult things.
We started this project, we looked at lots of different studies and to just really sort of think about how other places were defining well-being. And a lot of places have done it very differently. And we wanted to make sure that this process, that our project was community driven.
And somehow, you get somebody's ear to, say, okay, this is an issue. Safe place, an environment where not only the kids, but the parents can be parents. Because a lot of them don't understand the concept of being a parent.
Okay with expressing things you weren't really comfortable expressing at first, or suitable in your skin. So I feel as a man, you can take your experiences or your feelings to more open places just because you're more comfortable with yourself and not susceptible to other people's judgments and stuff of that sort.
And going back to the church, my personal view is that the church is one of the safest entities that we should look at in terms of being able to feel free to express our sentiments about various developments in the world. Because guess what? In 1619, there wasn't no Boys and Girls Club. There wasn't an NAACP. There was no Urban League. There were numerous entities that did not exist. But the Black church, historically, has always been a entity, a strong concubine, so to speak, of Black folks being able to gather and exchange information with one another.
But going back to from me being a boy, all of us, we got different stages, right? We all come up, similar households, something a little different. For me, the safe people, places, and where I felt vulnerable and free was as a little boy with my father and my mother and that household.
We create places and spaces and environments that are safe, that are welcoming. A church will not be safe if you don't have people that make you feel safe. A teacher is not going to be a safe haven if you don't have a teacher that understands and make it a safe place for you.
Is it school?
That's schools, school teacher, every teacher, whatever, college professor, whoever it is. it has to be created. And there are people who have gifts and atonements that are those creators that make it happen. So until we get the villages back that create those things and those positive outcomes. And let me say this too, is that we can't take one blanket and throw it over every black boy and every black man. Because we all are different. We like the tribes of Africa, north, south, east, and west. We come from different places, different spaces, and we were taught differently. We were trained differently. But we yet have the power that it takes to bring those things back to one space.